Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes on this Monday afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, the 18th of September. And tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, we're going to talk about an autumn like pattern that has set up, especially when it comes to storminess. We're going to talk about that, the potential that we could see a subtropical system develop off the southeast coast and much more. That's tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show at 7:35 p.m. Weather in 5 is brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. They've got mulch, topsoil, sand, and this winter they have plenty of salt for snow removal. And of course, if you need anything done to make sure you're protected in case we get some storminess, you can head over to Omni. 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. Tempest by WeatherFlow. Get the revolutionary Tempest weather system. Join the fastest growing observing weather network on the planet. The link is on the descriptor to this video. And if you decide to make a purchase on the Tempest website, use the coupon code I want a weather station. If you do, you get 10% off. So here's our surface map from midday, and we have a front with a wave on it. And that, the kind of things that we're seeing this month so far, but particularly right now, is something that we didn't see last autumn until sometime in November. So things seem to be taking an early turn for a change. We don't seem like we're having an extended summer by any stretch of the imagination. And that low is moving northeastward. It pulls this secondary front to the west on through. And then we're going to be setting up for some very nice weather for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday. Still have a lot of clouds to work through in the northeast and down through New Jersey and coast the Delmarva Peninsula to eastern North Carolina, but there's quite a bit of dry air out to the western north with a nice high that's getting ready to build in. Much of the country is seeing relatively quiet weather today. The radar as of 3 p.m. The steady rain is over with from New York City westward. It's just about to end on Long Island and Connecticut. Still raining fairly hard in southeastern New England, as well as up in interior New England and even further north up into Maine as that low goes by. Some scattered showers still lagging with the second front back in central Pennsylvania. There are a couple of heavier downpours in the mix there, and then we get into the drier air. Severe weather is not an issue, but I do want to point out this from WPC, the weather prediction folks. A rather large area of heavy rainfall is being forecast for the next 7 days. It doesn't really count in New England anyway. We still have some rain going on going into this evening, but this is from 8 o'clock tonight until 8 o'clock next Monday night. So the forecast, and this is potentially from a subtropical system that's going to form off the southeast coast, up to at least a few inches for southern New England and Long Island, northern New Jersey, heavier amounts right along the coast down into North Carolina, something I think we need to keep an eye on. I also think it's going to it's going to cause problems for this coming weekend. So, going to take a look at some various models today. What we're seeing, this system today goes out, and then we've got this nice high that builds in for tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. No issues. We should have a good deal of sunshine. Temperatures will be in the 70s by day. We'll be down into the 50s at night, maybe even 40s in the cooler inland spots, both Tuesday night and Wednesday night into Thursday morning. That high is going nowhere fast. You see it how it sort of dances around upstate New York and into New England, and it actually strengthens some as it moves off the coast of Maine Friday afternoon. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, off the Florida coast, with this high pressure up to the north, pressures in the Bahamas and over Florida, this area in here, are running below normal, and there's a little bit of troughiness in the upper atmosphere that's kind of uh, giving this thing maybe a little bit of juice. And you'll see that the isobars start to close off. We get a low that develops off the Florida coast on Friday, and it strengthens a bit. It shows an area of heavy rain developing and moving northward. I think there's the potential here that we could see a subtropical system by the end of the week and into the weekend. That high is going to move off the coast of Nova Scotia Friday night and Saturday. The gradient is going to get tight as we look from, say, New York and Long Island southward. So an ocean wind is going to pick up from the east and get a bit on the gusty side. So a lot is going to really depend on what this low does, how strong does it get, and ultimately it's going to track northward, probably along the Appalachians. And it looks like it wants to bring heavy rain up the coast during Saturday night into Sunday. So this coming weekend does not look good from that standpoint. I don't think this is something that's going to take any kind of offshore track, but it is definitely going to be a weather maker for the Mid-Atlantic and for the Northeast come come this weekend. As that low moves further to the north, and then another front will be swinging to the east, probably bringing some rain or showers along about late Monday. So overall, as I'm looking through the uh, this week and going into next week, another big high is going to build up to our north. So if you're looking for some hot weather, maybe one last gasp of summer, I don't think it's going to happen here as we finish off the month of September. The upper pattern just doesn't is not favorable for hot weather coming into the eastern part of the United States. So everything is going to focus on the end of the week and into the weekend with this potential subtropical system that's going to develop along off the southeast coast. And we are, of course, going to talk about this tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. So be sure to tune in 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time.